Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Be Well. You are tuned in to Be Well, an online series brought to you by Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well, where you can detox your mind of the rhetoric of fad diets, conventional healthcare, and food. Join the journey as we take our lives back. Visit our website at elbwell.com. You can also follow us on all social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. Search for ELB Well. On Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest, search for ELB Well Mindset. You can also email us at info@elbwell.com or call us at toll free 833 ELB Well. That's 833-352-9355. We have a great segment lined up for you today. Today's discussion topic is the power of fasting. The power of fasting. I am Anita Faye Wilson, your host for today. But before we get into our segment, we're going to pause right now for a quick commercial break. I'll be right back. You're tuned in to Be Well, a health and wellness series presented by Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Visit our website at elbwell.com, sign up, join the journey, and take your life back. Movement Worldwide is a motivational organization veered to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. A movement to move, helping others thrust into their purpose to live their best life and win. For information, networking, and resources, visit the website at movementworldwide.org. You can also join Movement Worldwide for Power Walk Sunday every second Sunday at 10 a.m. on multiple platforms. Yes, again, I am Anita Faye Wilson, your host for today, and our topic is the power of fasting. Fasting has many, many, many benefits. I have done short fasts, I've done prolonged fasts, and each of the fasts that I've done have been very beneficial to my health. It's a completely natural healing therapy, and it's been used for thousands of years to treat symptoms, to treat diseases, to aid people, and sometimes even to cure common maladies. And what happens is it creates a healing effect in the body. Modern day medicine often attempts to alleviate our outer symptoms of health conditions by fasting. So our bodies are capable of instigating their own perfect healing. Our body really heals itself. And when we give ourselves a chance to step away from the functioning of our digestive system, we allow our bodies to take its natural course. So what happens is there are many benefits that come from it. A lot of people will say, well, I fast to lose weight. Yes, you can lose weight while fasting. But one of the things you have to be mindful of is that your body is not used to just 100% not eating. So the minute that you start eating, then things will happen. So you have to know how to do your fasting. And that's what we're going to talk about some of that today. So you can lose weight and keep it off. You can cleanse your body of metabolic wastes and toxins. You can improve your skin. Oh my God, your skin tone, the health of your skin, and you even look younger. Another thing that happens is that you stimulate new cell growth. You have energy, you feel better, you strengthen your immune system, and you build up natural defenses. You improve your glandular health, you increase mental clarity, your mood is better. I mean, can I go on and on? There are so many different benefits to fasting. And I don't know about you, but I have actually made it a part of my everyday life. I've made it a part of what I do, who I am. And this is something that's just become a part of me, and I'm not going to stop fasting. So, but there are many different types, though. I want you to understand the types of fasting, and it really depends on you. You really have to do your research, and you have to get information, the right information, so that you make sure you're doing the right things. So when I was growing up in church, we would fast a lot. And I could remember my definition of fasting was nothing, no food, no water, nothing but a toothbrush, because that's what I was accustomed to. Dry, and it's called dry fasting, which is also called an absolute fast. So it's the most extreme, because dry fasting has a lot of spiritual roots, and it consists of foregoing food and water. And what you do is you do it for short periods of time. It's not recommended that you go past a certain amount of days for dry fasting. I recommend you do some research. We have research that we do within Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. And if you want to be privy to that, you can visit our website at elbwell.com, and you can sign up and you can get a host of information. You can get personal counseling and everything as it relates to fasting. So there's a lot of information that's available for you here. Another type of fasting is liquid fast. That, basically you're fasting with some type of liquid. Now, there are two different types of liquid fast, because you're getting rid of the food, the bulk, the body actually having to digest and work work a lot more. It works overtime when we're digesting food, because oftentimes we create a traffic jam in the body, and we don't give our body the time to digest the food that we ate the meal before, and then we end up overdoing it, and the traffic jam sometimes has been there for years. So our bodies have not been able to cleanse, have not been able to release what's been sitting there, and in a lot of cases it calcifies. So when we give ourselves a liquid fast, we're shutting down the digestive system. The liquid fast, well, one of the liquid fasts is water fasting, which is, the simplest and one of my favorites. I love water fasting, the oldest form of liquid fasting. It delivers a great level of therapeutic benefit physically in a short period of time. When you fast for more than about 3 to 5 days, you start to really see the benefit. Now, you will see benefit in a 1-day fast. You'll see benefit in 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. But there's something different that happens once you go past the point that your body starts to generate new cell growth. You start to experience a lot of different things. I did a 14-day water fast. I prepared myself for that. I did a 14-day water fast, and I chronicled it with the tribe, the people who are a part of Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. I went on every day, and I chronicled what I experienced every day. So the water fast that I did, I also had occasional tea and occasional coconut water, because there were certain times that I felt that I needed just a little bit of a boost. But it can be difficult for a beginner. So we have suggestions that we offer for those of you who want to venture into water fasting, that you start out at least fasting maybe 1 day a month, and then and then increase that to twice a month, maybe bi-weekly. Do a 1-day water fast, and then increase that water fast after about a month to 1 day a week. And once you can do that 1 day a week water fast, then you can dive into a 3, a 5, or a 7 day. So we have a plan that allows you to experience a 1 day water fast, really gradually kind of going into it from juice fast to water fast to dry fast. So we have one that gives people an introduction to what that's like. But when you actually go into the prolonged state, and you get past the days, like I say, you go through a point where your insulin levels change and your body starts to generate cells. There are certain things that start to happen in the body. So once you get past those days where you have gone into a prolonged situation, then you start to see the body releasing acid. And it starts to eat away at some of the other toxins, and it's burning. Then it starts to burn fat, because your body, we can live without food for a long time. We're designed to go without food for a long period of time. But because of our addictions, oftentimes we don't like to dive into fasting, because we tell ourselves, I can't do it. I have to have food. The body has to have food. You need nutrients. That's when we want to get real healthy. You need nutrients to live. I need my vitamins and minerals to live. But you can go quite a few days without food, and it's only going to benefit your body, period. It's only going to benefit you. So I recommend that everyone does some research to get into water fasting. Another type of liquid fasting is juice fasting. Juice fasting is extremely popular in this day and age. It became popular to me I would say about maybe 10 years ago. And those of you who have Netflix and Prime, and I'm sure that everybody at some point has seen the video Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. It's by Joe's Reboot. He's the guy that went on a juice fast for I think it was 60 days or something. He was very sick. He had an autoimmune disease that they couldn't cure. So he fasted on juice, and he drove around and talked to many people and did a documentary. So I watched that documentary years ago, and in my mind, I said I couldn't do it. And see, when I conditioned my mind that I couldn't do it, I actually held myself back. And guess what? I didn't do it. I didn't do what I knew that I needed to do back then. And sometimes I would start off and I would go 2 or 3 days, and then I would allow the headaches and the withdrawals to tell me that I couldn't. So we have dry fasting, water fasting, juice fasting. And one that's probably more popular to people these days is intermittent fasting. There's a great momentum behind intermittent fasting right now because intermittent fasting allows you to have long periods of time daily where your body has healing time. And we practice intermittent fasting within Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well very, very much. Intermittent fasting, there are several different clocks with this intermittent fasting. You can do what the most common we do is 16-8, where your body is resting for 16 hours, it's healing for 16 hours, and you eat within an 8-hour window. Now you can increase that. I have done it where I have started out 16-8, and then I increased where my body would rest for 18 hours. And then when I wanted to do OMAD, I would do about 20 to 22 hours, and I would eat my food within that 1-hour window. And trust me, all of it is extremely beneficial. Intermittent fasting, it allows your body to rest, and there are several different schedules. And the thing is about intermittent fasting is that you will 100% lose weight. If your body is carrying excess fat and poundage, you will lose. It is said that intermittent fasting also extends your lifespan. And it also helps you to maintain a discipline with your eating habits and your rest. Because during those hours that you're sleeping, most of the time when we're eating and we have the traffic jam in our bodies and we're sleeping for the periods of time, 8 hours, 6 hours, however many hours you sleep at night, our body is working overtime because it detoxes while we're resting. So your body, your liver, your lymphatic system, everything is trying to filter the toxins and put stuff where it needs to go from all of the damage and the junk that we have eaten in the window of time that we had available. So imagine if you're eating for a period of about maybe 10 to 12 hours a day where you don't cut off your eating. You just eat all day. I've been there. So imagine that you're in that position. And then you go to sleep and your body is working. And before it can get that work done, you're up and eating again. So your body has no time to rest. It has no time to heal. And that's what intermittent fasting does. It allows you to heal. So my normal time for eating, my first meal is either 12 or 1 o'clock, something anywhere between 11 and 1 o'clock. I don't eat before that generally, most of the time. Once every blue moon, I may eat an early breakfast if I'm out, if I'm with family or friends or doing something different outside of my regular schedule. But on a normal day, I don't eat my first meal before 11 or 12 or 1 o'clock. And that is just standard for me. And then I try to cut my meals off about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. Now I know one who cuts her meals off at 5. I'm like, woo, I want to be like you when I grow up. So we have intermittent fasting. Now, listen. There are a lot of other different forms of fasting because in our plan with Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well, we offer a program that allows you to experience things like fruit fasting. Fruit fasting. It's just simple. where you're eating only fruit. Now, it's not recommended that you do this for an extended period of time, but in one of our plans, we actually do a fruit fast, just the nice, juicy, watery fruits where you're eating your water, like the melons, the watermelon, the cantaloupe, all of those things, very, very watery, nice, juicy fruits. So we're eating fruit all day. When you eat a meal, your meal is fruit. And you're consuming a lot of water because you're flushing, and it goes into deeper detoxification. But when we go to the next day, we do what we call a monofruit fast, which is one fruit the entire day. And you choose that fruit wisely. And it's always best to choose a watery fruit. So it depends on the time of year for me when I'm doing a monofruit fast, because when I'm doing a monofruit fast during the fall months, I like oranges. Oranges are very juicy. They're and they're in season, so they're very pleasant and sweet. When I'm in the summer months and spring months, most of the time, the spring is very hard. So sometimes in the spring, I'm still able to do oranges, but my fruit of choice is always oranges, watermelon, and mango. Those are my monofruit choices often. So monofruit fasting, another form, great for the body, deeper detoxification, deals with really helps with the lining of the stomach and the lining of your intestines. Helps to break down a lot of the bad bacteria that's in the body, and it fights it really, really well. And plus you're getting nutrients, you're getting a lot of great, great stuff. So one of the things that I had to learn how to do was I had to learn how to break my fast. I actually sought counseling on how to break my fast, because I had gone on for the first time a 7-day water fast. And I was concerned about my body responding negatively when I started to refeed, because oftentimes when people fast without guidance and they don't know how to break that fast, they'll dive into just dive right back into chicken and rice and beans and all of the stuff that you put away in order to fast. But your refeeding process needs to be a lot slower. So I learned that after a 7-day water fast, that I would refeed for about 2 to 3 days, meaning I would start off with fresh fruits. I would start off with maybe bone broth or vegetable broth if you're a vegan. So I would do raw fruits, raw vegetable juices, bone broth or vegetable broth, and even a cultured probiotic. I don't do dairy, so my probiotic would be Califia Farms probiotic drink, or I would eat some type of vegan probiotic yogurt or probiotic yogurt drink. So those are my choices when it comes to putting the right bacteria back into my intestines. And then I would go into the lettuces, with fresh fruit, maybe a fruits and greens salad, and maybe some raw vegetables. Then the next day I would add a few cooked vegetables and maybe a little bit of beans and legumes. And then I would start to add some of the other stuff the third day. Now, when I go longer, when I did my 14-day water fast, I did allow myself to consume bone broth, because bone broth actually helps, again, with the lining, just like some of the fruits and the probiotic drinks. It helps with the lining of the intestines. It repairs. So after going on a prolonged fast for that long, I took I took bones of chicken, because I don't eat much other meat. I took the bones of chicken and I put them in a crock pot overnight to get the collagen. And I made my own bone broth. Now, there were times that I have done a long fast where I have made a great vegetable broth. One of the things that's beneficial in a vegetable broth is a sheet of seaweed. I would do seaweed or, something of that effect, along with the mushrooms and the vegetables, and cook it slow. Somebody said bone broth is a keeper. Yes, I agree. I'm not a huge meat eater. I'm not vegan, but I do eat predominantly plant-based and whole foods. So with that being said, I will consume some bone broth. I have bone broth in my freezer because with the Eat Well Live Well Be Well program, we are preparing right now to go into September with a 21-day water fast. I'm just going to let that rest right there for the people who are watching. I don't know who's watching. I don't know who's going to see this later, but yes, I did say 21 days. That's a long one. However, I am looking so forward to it. I think this is going to be one of the most beneficial things that I've done in my journey because there's so much power in it. There's so much power in laying down your plate and allowing yourself to heal, because it increases your metabolic rate by, like, I think it's like 3 to 10% or 14%, something like that. So when your metabolic rate can increase, when your insulin levels, that's another thing we talk about, fasting. People who have problems with diabetes and blood sugar levels and all kinds of things, this is a good way to get control of it. Another thing that I notice when I am prolonged fasting is that I have hypertension, even though my medication is being cut back because of the things that I'm doing currently. But I have learned, oh, that's awesome, currently on a water fast. I have learned that as I have been on a water fast for a prolonged period of time, my blood pressure really regulates. So I don't take any medication. Last time my water fast was 21 days and it helped. Yes, definitely helps. Definitely, and good for autophagy. Absolutely, 100%. I've noticed that my blood pressure completely leveled. I did not need medication. And even after I was done with my water fast, I did not need medication for quite a few days. So I watched myself. I watched my levels. I took my blood pressure every single day. And my blood pressure was camping out somewhere like around, I would say maybe 110 over 70. And sometimes at one time I actually called my doctor because I thought it was too low. My blood pressure went down to, I think it was 98 over 68. And my doctor said it was not too low. And that is amazing to me because I was one who at one time had a blood pressure that was like spiking well over, and brace yourself, 260 over 145. That was in the middle of my 417-pound Anita, who has now gotten halfway through her journey. So well over 100 pounds, like around 145 pounds down. Now it's like I have come to that place where my body does not need as much as it needed then. And my body's not pushing as hard. I can only imagine the stress that I put on my heart, on my organs and everything else. We have another comment. I'm currently on my own journey, but it is for weight loss and overall health. I have a channel that I am documenting to keep me accountable. Amen. Hats off to you. Hats off to you. So listen, this thing is very real, you guys. I am in the process right now of preparing the tribe, again, like I said, for the 21-day water fast. Now, I know that sometimes when we think about it from the perspective of I have to lay my food down, when we think about it from that perspective, it gets a little real. It gets a little real to us. But when we actually take the time and go through the process of slowly easing into it, then it becomes a lot easier. And then we realize, especially when we see the benefits, when we start to see the benefits of what fasting is going to do to our body, then it makes better sense to us. It's like, wow. So 8 to 10 hours of fasting, to 1 whole day of fasting, to 1 day a week fasting, to 2 days a week fasting, and to the point that you can do prolonged fast or you do off and on fast. One of our coaches a couple of our coaches were doing 5 days of fasting, 2 days of eating. They were doing that rotation for a while. Very, very beneficial. Burning calories, burning fat, getting rid of a lot of the visceral. There's, of course, we had this talk one day about visceral fat versus subcutaneous fat. The visceral fat is what's around the organs. That's the fat that's very hard to lose. That's the fat that actually it's the fat that's the easiest to lose, excuse me. And it's also the fat that is the most dangerous. The visceral fat is surrounding all of your organs, particularly around the area of the liver. So we have to be extremely careful with our bodies when we have that belly fat. But I noticed that when I fast, that's the first thing that goes. I start to lose belly fat. I start to lose those inches around the middle. And I'm excited. I'm excited more so about this 21 day than I've been about anything I've done. That's amazing and motivating for me because I've lost 160 pounds. You have 160 to lose. Yes, I started out needing to lose 270. That was my the amount that I needed to lose when I started my journey. I started out needing to lose 270 pounds. So I am with you. Iron sharpens iron. We can link up, we can talk, we can do some things together because this is definitely something that's going to benefit the masses. Benefit the masses. So I hope that this has been good information for you. We have a lot of great information on, like I say, through our Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well program that we can go into, like even when it comes to detox tongue and a lot of the things that I started to notice with acid that was coming out of my body, a lot of things that start to happen through the skin, when you get into prolonged fasting. So there's a lot more information that's available. There's a lot of information out there. We gleaned a lot of information through Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well from Chris James with A Healthy Alternative. They are on Facebook. They're on YouTube. It seems so overwhelming at times. How did you keep going? I kept going. When I started this journey, I was 417 pounds. I lost the first bulk of weight and then plateaued, and I got very discouraged. And then when we got into the pandemic, I fought trying to keep the weight off that I lost, and I fluctuated with about 30 pounds. So coming into 2021, I was determined to lose that 30 and then to keep going beyond. And that's where I am now. I'm going to the beyond at this point. So the one thing that has kept me, it has been the tribe called Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. There are people, these wonderful people joined me on a journey for my own health. Based on research and information that I've gathered, we've been able to put together programs and plans that have helped so many people to not only lose weight, but to come off of diabetes medication, A1C levels dropping from 12 to 6. People with numerous testimonies about how their bodies have changed, their lives have changed because of the support system that we have and that we offer, the way that our program is designed with Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. So that is what kept me going. What kept me going are the people who are watching this program, who are commenting, who are a part of Be Well. It has been the most beneficial thing because not only am I able to put my research to work, but I have the people who are there to support and to help. And we check in with each other daily. We have coaches check-ins. We have a lot of things that we offer. We actually did a program last week, I believe, the coaches, where we sat down with the coaches and we talked about the program and explained, and it's actually on our YouTube page. Just a moment with the coaches, and we explain what the program does. So I'm excited, for anyone who's interested. I will go along with you. Can you put the Facebook link in the chat because I'm on YouTube and I would love to join your Facebook group? Absolutely. Absolutely. It is Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. Yes, I will put it on there. Everywhere that we are, you will see our logo, which is the lotus that is up in the top corner. And we are Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well with the lotus flower. So look for that and you'll find us. We are everywhere. But I will go back and put the link in. I have to do it when I'm coming off, but I will be on YouTube still, and I will make sure that I put the link in there so that you could actually click the link and join if you can't find it. So good people. Thank you all so much for joining me today. This has been a great discussion. I always love having these moments. I always love having these moments with with the tribe and with people who we don't know from the tribe. So thank you all so much for joining us. Again, you can go to our website at elbwell.com. That's Eat, Live, Be Well. ELB Well. That's Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. Go to our website. You can also join us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. Our group is elite for those who are a part of our program, but you can always join. You can sign up and take your life back today. Join the journey. I mean, we're supportive, and we help each other. And I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad you found us too. And we're going to definitely link. I'm going to be putting this information up. All right, good people. So y'all have a good one. I love you all. Again, join us on our website. Go and look at all of the goodies that are available. Go onto our YouTube channel. There are many videos where we've talked about many subjects. Also on our website, we have blogs where we've explained and talked about a lot of information, from getting your pantry together to visceral and subcutaneous fat, but dealing with the mindset with Mental Mastery with Coach Marilyn. So we have great coaches. We have a great tribe. We have great information. So join us and take your life back. Thank you all again. You are the best. I love you, and we will be back soon. We'll be back. We're here second and fourth Saturdays, so we will be back soon. But every now and then we do a spontaneous conversation on one of our pages, either on our Facebook page or in our elite group. And sometimes I just go spontaneous with the masses. So thank you again. You all be blessed. Have a great one. You're tuned in to Be Well, a health and wellness series presented by Eat Well, Live Well, Be Well. When we eat well, we live well, and all will be well. Visit our website at elbwell.com, sign up, join the journey, and take your life back. Movement Worldwide is a motivational organization veered to educate minds, empower, nurture, and transform. A movement to move, helping others thrust into their purpose to live their best life and win. For information, networking, and resources, visit the website at movementworldwide.org. You can also join Movement Worldwide for Power Walk Sunday every second Sunday at 10 a.m. on multiple platforms.